Sup, you beauties? Tapping with Ben here. Video topic for today is seasonal eating, and what does that even look like? What does that mean? And could it be that eating foods out of season, out of your locality, is disordered eating? Could it be? So I live in Canada, and currently, and I've always eaten whatever I want throughout the years. And I have a subtle feeling that there's negative implications to eating things out of season. For example, eating fruit causes the bacteria in the mouth to, the bacteria streptococcus to, probably said that wrong, don't care, causes that bacteria to proliferate. And what happens is as that bacteria is digesting the sugars, it produces a acidic byproduct, right? And that's hard on the teeth. And then you have things like citrus, right, which is also hard on the teeth. I happen to like both things, citrus and fruit in general, and things like honey. So these are seasonal foods, right? And if you're constantly exposing your body, now the teeth can remineralize after eating, right? It's called resting the mouth. The saliva pH changes, and basically nutrients come back through your bloodstream to your teeth and your saliva and rebalance everything. But sugar consumption and insulin going up causes basically disrupts the balance of calcium and phosphorus in the body, which stops the body from delivering minerals to the teeth. And I've learned this because I've had issues with my teeth because I eat fruit year round, and I never give my teeth a break from starches and sugars. So I've been forced to look at this from a different perspective that is uncomfortable, right? And living in this, farther away from the equator, the farther away you go, the shorter the days become when the seasons change, right? Now we get into the winter. No plants are growing, to my knowledge, that are high in carbohydrates. And one could argue you could store honey and potatoes and jar fruit and stuff like that, but in a natural context, these methods, like our evolution, was that really integrated into our evolution, right? Do we become equipped to handle these foods year round? For me, no. Like I've had direct health implications that are negative from eating carbohydrates year round. And it really makes me wonder that could it be that we're going against nature when we are eating bananas in December in Canada? When we're eating blueberries in January, right? Like these things don't coexist in nature. And it turns out there's actually genes and receptors. Some are upregulated with cold exposure, and some are downregulated. So I can't remember all the sciencey words for it, but basically, in the winter when you're exposed to cold, your cravings for carbohydrates reduce drastically, and there's receptors on the tongue. Forget the name of it, but it goes up, and it's your taste for fat, because fat protects you from the cold, right? And fat is delivering nutrients as well. And I thought that was interesting, and it just kind of lines up with the theory that we're meant to follow our environment, right? Our light environment changes in the winter, shorter days, metabolism going slow, right? But if we're constantly eating sugar and other carbohydrate sources in the winter, like what I think it is that's going on is basically there's like a light information in every food we eat, right? Like a code in the food that tells the body, this is where I'm at, right? And if we're eating these foods that aren't grown in the environment, the light environment where we are, then maybe that's problematic, right? It has been for me. So this is why I'm sharing this. I'm not speaking in absolutes. This is an open discussion, right? I fucking hate that when people talk like they know everything. I hope I never come across that way. It irritates the heck out of me. We could all learn from each other if we weren't so this attitude that I've arrived. Anyways, that's getting way off track here. So this has been easy. Like this past week, I haven't had any carbohydrates at all. Whatever's in, there's probably trace amounts in raw meat and maybe a little bit in like I've had a little bit of raw onion, right? But other than that, there's been nothing, right? Oysters, beef, some salmon, some seafood, basically seafood. And I did have a few avocados left over, and that's the end of it. Right now, we're just going seasonal and local, right? So I'm not big on wasting food. So, anyways, this has been easy. It's been easy to not have carbs for the first time in my life, right? It's just it feels natural to do this. And I know this is obviously controversial to say, but could it be, like I mentioned the front of the video or the first part of the video, could it be that, eating your favorite foods, your watermelon from Mexico and your mangoes, from Ecuador in cold climates in the winter is actually more harmful than it is good for you, right? Something to think about. And it one thing I've noticed is I've been eating a high amount of animal fat for a while. It's funny, you could be skinny and eat a lot of fat. Interesting paradox. And my resistance to the cold is like crazy compared to what it used to be. Like I was out today changing tires on my car and just had this shirt on, this thin cotton shirt, some track pants. That's it. And fine, right? I'm working outside and it's nice. Definitely get cold. I'm not saying I don't get cold, but it's not what it used to be. So it seems like the animal fat has an effect on you for the winter and makes you less sensitive to temperature. So just thought that was cool and open to any input people have on this. It's like I want my posts to be educational, but also like have a discussion, right? Like what is, we pretend to know what we are, what we're supposed to eat, all of these things. There's a lot of theories out there, and I don't think there's a whole lot of concrete evidence that what is right, what is wrong. But it feels right to follow the seasons, and it's uncomfortable in the northern climates because sugar for me is something that makes life better. Let's just call it what it is, right? It makes life more enjoyable. It boosts your mood. It picks you up, right? And then when you're going into like more ketogenic style eating, you see everything for what it is. There's no, it's like the bullshit. It's just so obvious to me right now. And I'm not like, I wouldn't say I'm overly cranky like it is the first week, right, of cutting carbs out. But it feels like I'm more serious, right? Which is paradoxical, could be a good and a bad thing, right? But I feel like I don't know, just feel more like I'm zen, but also at the same time, it's just like, okay, let's cut the bullshit here, right? Not aggressive necessarily. So, anyways, just random thoughts. Just thought I'd share that with the world and get some feedback, some conversation going on this. Do you think that eating oranges in January is an eating disorder? Pretty controversial. Does that get under your skin? Anyways, just having fun with this, guys, and I'm gonna start posting more. Shave my beard. Regret cutting my hair, but it's growing back fast. And yeah, fucking enjoy your day.